Today, I'm going to be checking out the Fender Special Limited Run. This is an FSR, Fender Special Run, of the Thinline Telecaster. Now, this is special for a couple reasons. Not only are the specifications kind of out there and strange, some vintage stuff, some modern stuff, but if you haven't noticed, the color, this is the Fiesta Red, which looks kind of like Campbell's soup, especially when they get it right, but this is a two-tone finish, so the back and sides are white. Now, you can get this guitar, this exact same one, in three colors: surf green, Daphne blue, and of course Fiesta Red. I actually preferred the surf green, but the Fiesta Red was important to me because I already have a surf green Tele. I didn't want two, so I went with the Fiesta Red. So let's talk about all the features, what I like about them, what's unique about them, why you might want something like this. Now, with the features, not only is it two-tone, it has a one-ply black binding that I think is beautiful, and it really offsets the guitar. This guitar vibes to me like a 57 Chevy. That's what I like about it. It's got that kind of cool look of the late 50s, early 60s. The matching headstock's cool. I really love the black with gold outline logo. That's definitely a cool look. And again, a little different, a little something cool for that late 60s, early 70s vibe. The interesting choice on the tuners is they're like the Kluson style tuning keys. I like these tuning keys. However, it would have been a little cooler if they would have went with the Fender logo type tuners that they put on their vintage American reissue series. Other things that are cool is it has a bone nut. Again, that's like the other series. It is 9.5-inch radius, which is also like their new vintage series that they're doing. It has the modern C carve that's just like the American Professional. In fact, since I own a couple American Professional guitars, let me tell you, the neck is exact. If you've picked up an American Professional Telecaster, you'll find the neck carve, the satin feel, the fretboard, the vintage tall frets, all are going to feel reminiscent. In fact, it's going to feel exactly like you're at home if you have that type of guitar or played that type of guitar. The body is another departure from the vintage series. It's alder. Now, that could be because of the shortage of ash wood that they're now seeing with Fender, where they're going to do limited runs. I think this came out before that happened. I could be wrong. Either way, I prefer it. One thing about these guitars are they're light. If you know anything about the original 69 Thinlines, you know that Fender had an issue where they had tons of really heavy ash, and they decided to do semi-hollows to weight relieve them. And some of those guitars, when you pick them up, they're 9-10 pounds with the chamber. This guitar weighed in at a perfect 6 pounds and 15 ounces. Now, when I say perfect, I mean because it's not too top heavy. Keep in mind, this is one of the heaviest ones I could find. Some of them were 5 pounds and 5.5 pounds. I kind of estimate that they'll probably be a little top heavy, but I think with this, I don't think it'd be too much of a problem, but just be aware of that if you look at those online. It's got the vintage style bridge with the steel saddles, and they are compensated. Again, a little bit of the old, giving the old bridge for the twang, the old saddles for the twang again, but compensated for the modern feel and intonation, obviously. It's got 51 no-caster pickups, very bright pickups. An interesting choice for this guitar. I thought for sure they were gonna be bright. They are. There's a lot of brightness thing happening in this guitar, but I guess with the light resonance of the guitar, it works out, especially with, I've been holding it back, it's an ebony fretboard. And that's another thing that's different. So ebony fretboard. Again, this whole guitar is something that you would find just coming out of the weird custom shop. Pearl pickguard, volume and tone, no special controls. There's no no load tone controls. 3-way switch, again, no 4-way switch, nothing strange like that. The neck contour, or the neck block, is standard, nothing special. Again, it's got the micro tilt. So again, this is gonna feel like an American standard or American Professional instrument. Very, very familiar, very normal that way. It's polyurethane finish. Now that's where it departs from the reissue series. They are gonna be a nitrocellulose lacquer. This is gonna be a polyurethane. I prefer that, but some of you might like the nitro. Maybe you think it breathes better, it plays better, sounds better. Me, I don't care. The guitar sounds good. I know the polyurethane lasts longer. I like the finish looking good. The only difference is this won't wear in fact, I'd say as fast, but it's pretty much at all. A couple things to show too is it comes with a little pouch. Comes with a standard case. The case is what I call the Hershey's case. It's the brown case with the gold interior. The pouch has the 1 Allen wrench to adjust the truss rod, the micro tilt on the guitar. It doesn't need Allen wrenches for the bridge because it's got a flathead screw. This predates Allen wrenches, the reissue in other words. You get a bunch of literature. You get the startfender.com book, where it's got information on guitars. It's got a certificate of authenticity, so that's pretty cool. I like how they're smaller now. When I bought my custom shop, it was a lot bigger. It was twice as long as this. And again, it's just somewhere you got to stick that. It's kind of nice that it all goes in this pouch. And then of course a Fender sticker, which I like the new stickers better than the old ones. I like the red over the black. And then of course the silkscreen red Fender logo. What's nice about this bridge is it's bright, don't get me wrong, but there's so much low end and resonance from the guitar body that I feel like it just sounds great, where it's got that. What I love about this style of guitar from Fender is it's really not perfect. The spacing is all whacked on the strings. The guitar never plays perfect. If you're familiar with more modern guitars, what they nail is that kind of weird, at the time, probably the best they could do kind of vibe. I don't know how to explain it. Some of you guys that have one of these know. It just has a feel and a vibe that is truly unique and fun. So again, let's get to the bridge. So now we go to the middle position, and this of course is a very popular position for tele players, where you get to mix that bridge bright with the neck warm and soft sound, and you get something right in the middle. All right, so now we have this neck position, and of course, I want to show you just in contrast. Here's your bridge, here's your neck. So, I mean, it's definitely the spectrum. I mean, this is the bright, high, and punchy attack. This is the soft, warm, smooth sound, and of course, that's why I said in the middle. Let's do it again. Here's your bridge, neck, middle. So let's go to that neck. Now, the neck, I love it when I don't use a pick. Just kind of got that. Let's go through. So again, the neck, you're going to get some smooth, kind of warm sounds for lead or solo note playing. Okay, so now what I did is I switched amps. I have my Friedman Dirty Shirley. I'm running just a little bit of reverb through the effects loop, and now I'm just going to give you a taste of the three settings on this guitar: the bridge, the middle, and the neck. So now what we're going to do is go to the middle position, and let's hear what the blended pickup sound with a little overdrive. Here we go. Ready? Okay, so now let's talk about the neck pickup. And the neck, what I like about it is this is really great if you want to use an amp like I'm using, a 1-channel amp, a little bit of gain, and use it to clean up. So I'm going to start with the volume control halfway, and we'll just start with the sound, and I'll roll the volume up, and we'll kind of see how the amp reacts and how the tones react. Okay, last, let's talk about these single notes. Obviously, a guitar like this, you want to have a lot of depth, because it's not a bassy guitar, it's actually a bright guitar, but there's a lot of depth in that treble response. In other words, you're going to hear things clear, it's going to poke through the mix, but there's a lot of fullness on the background of it. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say. It feels three-dimensional sound, is guess what I'm trying to say on the guitar like this. It's why they got it right in the beginning. So let's just show you some note play, and you can kind of hear, hopefully, a little bit of that yourself. The only things I didn't like about it, of course, the price. That stings a little bit. It's an expensive guitar, let's be honest. But I want to say again, I was looking at the vintage reissue models they have, and they were $100 more. And I was looking at them, and that's what I kept thinking. I'm like, man, I just feel like for this kind of money, I want something special. And when I saw these, that's what I thought. This is something different, something that in a couple years, when people forget that they even did this, think about this. FSR models like this won't even make it into this year's catalogs. So there won't be any kind of real remembrance of what this was other than searching for them on the internet. So stuff like this is very cool. So I know this is going to be a very polarizing video with the color and the way this guitar looks, because as much as I love this guitar, and I think I like this the way this looks probably more than 90% of my guitars behind me, when I pulled it out of the case and showed it to my wife, she said it was the ugliest thing she'd ever seen. If you guys want to support this channel, you can buy merch, become a patron, or for absolutely free, you can just subscribe or hit the like button. All those things support what I do. I appreciate you guys so much for checking out my video, spending some time with me today. And of course, until that next time, know your gear.